And everybody told me it is impossible. You cannot plant 20,000 trees in 3 months.
Right.
Yeah. And no, we did not put 20,000 in the soil, but we got 18,000 trees planted in 3 months. Wherever we would have liked to put a pole to bring the electricity to us, hey, Mata Tamina, hey, ite pola gana nahi. I met the former Sarpanch of Kamre village, who asked me for 25,000 rupees for the school. And I said, okay, what are you going to do with the 25,000 rupees? Sab naya banayenge, computers kharidenge, beamers kharidenge. Many of them, they did not even have enough money to have more than 1 meal a day. So it's nice to contribute in that way. What I tell the people when they come here to ask for, what did you produce? What are you doing? The first question I ask the people is, are you yourself going to work in the project? The people say no. I say, thank you. Don't waste my time.
Hi, folks, and welcome to this one more podcast, amazing podcast. I'm here with Michael. He has a long name, German name, difficult for us to pronounce, so we've shortened it to Michael. An amazing story of him, originally from Germany, a world citizen, been there, done that, and now for the last, I think, more than 10 years or so, that he's been here in India, near Pune, near Nasrapur, near a village called Kamre village, and he's established something called as Kamba Palms. It's an amazing story, a complete transformation of a once completely barren area into a veritable oasis, and he has great plans for the local villagers. But more than that, let's hear it directly from him. So, welcome, Michael, to the podcast. And I'd like you to begin with first telling us your initial stages before you came to India. What was your life?
Well, mostly I was a manager of companies in different countries of Europe, doing business all over the world, leading companies between 6 people and more than 500 people. And that was the life before. But this was the life before I met my wife. We met in 2003. And I basically was on the way to Algeria, North Africa, to take over the launch of a production site for a client who was completely desperate because he insisted in buying a plant which was for Europeans, and he did not have the people to run it. So I was on the way to Algeria. We met in 2003. And by 2004, I did not go to Algeria. I already had the stamp of the Algerian RBI, because Algeria is like India regarding Forex.
Okay.
So everything was already done. And then I stopped. I stopped working in a company, and I took over the family. There were 2 boys. They came together with Anchi. And for the following years till date, or let's say till roughly 8 years ago, I was raising 2 boys, Joshka and Leander, who biologically are not my sons, but obviously today they are my sons. So that's it. I have 2 parts, if you like. I have the professional part, and then I have the family part. The only difference I found was that before I had a secretary running the family, I had to do it by myself. I was missing my secretary a lot.
It's a typical startup problem.
Yeah, no. So then in 2013, May, it was my first contact with India, because my wife was sent to India on an international assignment of the company she was working for. It's a big one of the three big international agrochemical companies. And so we came on a orientation visit, it's called. May, you can imagine, it was a little hot.
Which year?
2013.
2013, okay.
Yeah, fortunately, we had not taken our younger son, who then later came with us to India, because otherwise he might have refused it. So on the 13th of August 2013, we flew in from Germany. So some days later, school started. And we were welcomed at the airport of Pune with a Swift, and we having 6 big bags with us. So our first experience was
from large German cars into a small Swift.
The first experience was at 3 o'clock in the morning, getting our transport done. Yeah. So it was an interesting experience. We got it done finally, and we ended up in a very interesting hotel in Aund, which turned out to be a 3-star hotel, which was not really appropriate to the director who Angie was to be. But it was the best experience we could ever have, because we landed in the middle of India. We did not land in an international whatsoever. Yeah, like in how is it called?
Mumbai, Delhi.
No, not Mumbai, Delhi. No. If you land in an international hotel like Hilton or whatsoever, yeah, JW Marriott,
yes,
you stay in an international environment, whoever the people are working there.
Right.
Yeah. The hotel we ended up was purely local, and they had great food. So we liked it a lot, because we ended up directly in the middle of India.
Right.
For the next 4 years, and she was in the company, and I was in India.
Okay.
Which makes a big difference.
So landed in India, in Pune, and for about 4 years, wife was working as a director, and you were a free bird. And so, what was your experience that made you stick around here for so many years now, from 2013 onwards, 25, 26 now?
Yeah, that is usually the question where the people get lost, because they're always expecting incredible insights or whatsoever. There is none. In 2016 end, more or less, it was clear that the international assignment will end. And it was also clear that the company my wife was working in would be taken over by another company. So over the end of 2016 and the start of 2017, it became clear that this would happen. We had to stay in India till 2017 June for the graduation of our younger son, who had been with us and who graduated in Pune. When we came back to Germany then, it turned out that there were some organizational changes in the multinational company of my wife. And there was a complete cutout of a part of a complete wedge of the organization, which then comprised my wife's part also. Yeah? And so by the end of 2017, there was the option to either think about further employment in another place, in another company, or to let go. And then we had 3 options. We thought about buying a campground in Australia. We thought about buying a big camping bus and traveling the world. And the third thing was, okay, we were fine in India. We were absolutely fine. So I said, okay, come on, let's go back. And we had already had some discussions with the neighbor here about doing some farming. And so we said, okay, let's go back. Because I was living in Italy for 5 years, being also a farmer. For me, personally, it was always clear, when I get a little older, I want to be out in the countryside. I'm a citizen of a city. Yeah, I grew up in Munich, which I love a lot. But it's a wonderful town. But at a higher age, it doesn't make any sense to me to live in a village, in a town. Yeah, countryside is perfectly something which I desire to be in.
Great. So then, that was you came back to India, and then how did you choose Kamre village, or uh, how do you create the Kamba Palms?
So, how did I come to Kamre? It was because of a bike. Um, I wanted to have a bike, and a Dutch person who was transferring a sneakers line from Russia to Pune, he had a GT, Enfield GT.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to sell, and I did not want to have the GT because I'm not a youngster to sit on a
Okay.
GT. So I asked him, "Do you know someone who modifies bikes?" And he told me, "Yeah, I know someone." I gave me the number. The name sounded Dutch even. Yeah, it turned out it was a Goan. It was Indian as Indian can be.
Okay.
And at that time he was in Kandwa, but then he shifted out to Kamre.
Okay.
And I had some more strange ideas how to make a bullet out of a GT.
Okay.
And while we did that, I met the former Sarpanch of Kamre village, who asked me for 25,000 rupees for the school. And I said, okay, what are you going to do with the 25,000 rupees? सब नया बनाएंगे, computers खरीदेंगे, beamers खरीदेंगे. तो मैंने उनको बोला, ऐसा नहीं होगा. I told them, this will not happen. I will not give you one single rupee. But you can write down what you want from me. And I got a nice handwritten letter with all the demands. And I said, let's go. We check what does the school really need, and we make projects out of it. And then we work through the projects, one after the other.
Okay.
In that way, I came to Kamre.
Okay.
And the 25,000 rupees became 13 lakh in the end.
13 lakhs. From
Yes.
25,000 to 13 lakhs for the school?
Yes.
And the school. Okay, great.
Yeah, because in the end, they had a nice 750 square feet toilet installation for the girls, for the boys. And I had a lot of fun in doing artwork with the children so that they have their own artwork in the toilets, so that they get the feeling of ownership and all of that. Because toilets here,
Yes.
that's toilets.
Yeah,
वो खराब है, And so we got the youngsters paint.
Right.
And so basically all the youngsters of the village, they knew me. And everybody was calling me Hami because this is the name they use in my family. And even, for example, Dipa, she knows me from those days, basically, which was between 2015 and 2018. I was doing that project here. Yeah? So in that way, I came to Kamre. And then, and then in 2016, I had read an article in the newspaper about a new visa scheme in India, which is called permanent residency status, where you get a so-called permanent residency, which in Indian terms means 10 years of a visa, more or less. Yeah. But and you have a yearly compliance, which is that much of paper. But it is not a business visa, it's not a tourist visa, it's something which really allows you to stay. So I started to find out about that visa. The embassy in Berlin told me it doesn't exist. The consulate in Munich said it doesn't exist.
Indian consulate.
Yeah, the Indian consulate. But the young lady in the Indian consulate, she was very friendly, and she said, listen, I will try to find something out. So I checked all the internet. I found on the internet website of the Indian Embassy of Seoul, South Korea, I found a trace of the PRS. Screenshot. Yeah, I sent it to the lady in Munich. I said, look, it exists. So it took me another 8 months, roughly, to convince the consul general in Munich to really give me the visa which I needed as a start for the permanent residency status. We got it done because I'm a little stubborn. And if we
I can imagine. To get through that bureaucracy for 8 months continuously and get the visa, you have to be stubborn.
Yes. Later on, I had the next struggle when we wanted to transform the visa, the initial visa, to the permanent residency. Yeah. which went on for a year or so, and nothing happened. Yeah, till let's say a nice soul in the German embassy, but of Indian nationality, gave me a hint, gave me a contact very high up in the government, and within 7 days, I got an email, your PRS is granted.
Okay.
You say, okay, you learned something about India. Yeah. If you always have to go as much up as possible to get something simple done. Yeah. Which should be an administrative act and nothing else. Okay, but that's it. So, yeah. And in the meantime, in 2017, I had bought a small flat in Pune. Also, always with something in the consciousness of my mind in the back. Yeah, is it legal? Is it not legal? Because the FEMA, the Foreign Exchange Management Act,
Right.
which basically rules me and my life, yeah, has a very interesting clause regarding the purchase of property. It says you can, if you have the intention to stay for an indefinite period of time in India. So, how and to whom do you prove that you have an intention to stay for an indefinite time in India where there is no indefinite visa? But in the meantime, I think it's done. Yeah, we are here since 12 years now. Yeah. The flat was our base. And from that base, we came here and we developed this land.
So great. So from that journey of getting a PRC, coming to Kamre village, setting up the school, getting the school to us, and then practically getting here into a barren piece of land, which nothing seemed to have existed here, and converting it into a literally a veritable oasis with multiple trees and fruit trees and a great vision forward. So can you take us through that now?
I can try. Yeah, we started in 2018, creating first the lake. It's a 4.5 lakh liter lake to bring us through the hot months. And in 2019 monsoon, we had the first planting. Between 18 and 19 monsoon, we created the terraces you can see here, because it was just a barren hill and nothing else. So with all the rocks we got from blasting the lake out, we made all these dry walls.
Right.
And so in monsoon 2019, we started to plant. And the tricky thing was that we had more than 20,000 plants prepared from seeds, about half of it from seeds. The rest we got from nursery and from the Tehsildar, because they had at that time this project going on, planting 30 million trees and all of that thing. So we were part of that. And everybody told me it is impossible. You cannot plant 20,000 trees in 3 months.
Right.
It's always good to tell me something like this.
That gets you going.
That keeps me going, yeah. And no, we did not put 20,000 in the soil, but we got 18,000 trees planted in 3 months. We did the drilling with auger drillers. Yeah, so every day we had 500 to 800 holes drilled.
Okay.
And then in a statistical way, we filled the holes, which led to the problem that sometimes the statistics did not really work. So we have 5 gulmohars standing together, or we have 5 kappoks standing together. But in general, the general line has worked. So we made a jungle. And why did we make a jungle? Because a lot of species we were planting, it was 56 species in the beginning, were of the Fabaceae family, basically nitrogen fixers, like babul, subabul, shivri.
Did you already have the knowledge base of the scientific knowledge base of which trees to plant, or did you keep acquiring that knowledge?
We acquired that. And there is a clear distinction of tasks between my wife and myself. Yeah, I am not a green person. Yeah?
Okay.
I am the guy who does the plumbing. Yeah, and the building. Yeah. My wife is the green person.
Okay.
So, and she had collected all this information through different ways of creating a forest as quick as possible, like Miyawaki. which is the Japanese
yes.
scientist. And we took from each and everybody where we thought, okay, this fits our ideas, that fits our needs. We just collected it and we put it together.
Okay.
So in that way, we came to the first 56 varieties of trees.
Mhm.
And we have extended the whole thing to more than 300 varieties. And we
Right.
have planted more than 40,000 trees in the meantime.
Okay.
So we simply started. There was, there is not this initial spark or something. No, we had the small flat in Pune. We said, okay, we are fine here. We had that land. I will not talk about the acquisition of this land because this was a nightmare by itself, which kept me sleeping badly for about 3 years, fearing that the collector comes and takes it away.
Okay.
Which fortunately did not happen. We got it all sorted. Yeah, today it's all legally ours.
Coming to, you set up in a short 3 months period, you planted almost 20,000, 18,000 trees.
Yes.
You managed to get the water. Electricity, what do you do about electricity?
Electricity comes from the sun. No?
Okay, so you set up a solar system.
It was not the idea in the beginning.
Okay.
I had an offer for 13 lakh to provide me with MSCB electricity, but then it turned out that it is not about the MSCB, it is not about the transformer, it's about the friendly parosis. Yeah? Because wherever we would have liked to put a pole to bring the electricity to us, hey, maza zamina, hey, ite pole lagana nahi.
Okay.
Ragaitsa nahi, sorry. So, after a while we gave up and we said, okay, come on, let's do it in solar, which then turned out to be even less expensive.
Okay.
And ever since COVID, we are fully on solar. The whole farm runs on solar.
Mhm.
And only the water supply, which comes from outside our farm, has an MSCB connection. Yeah, and we are amongst the very few people who pay their electricity bill, because usually the farmers here, they wait for the next election that the bill is waived, and then they restart to accrue what is not paid. No?
Yeah, India is a great country.
Definitely, yeah. So we could not have done the same project in any other place.
Yeah.
So and as I said in the beginning, we just started because it was fascinating to plant a lot of trees, to get all of this done, get all the machines, get the house, and and then after 3 years or so, 3-4 years, and discussions with my wife, and the question, what can the boys inherit from us here or not? I came to the revelation that I said, okay, yeah, we have done something which we wanted to do, but without much vision. We did not have much plan for the future. We just said, let's do it, and we did it. And then I got this idea about the Aubingo FPC, where I said, okay, the people who have done this project with us, we are indebted to these people beyond paying them salaries or so. Yeah, that is, they get their salaries, yes. And I got to know through other channels from the village that many of them, they did not even have enough money to have more than one meal a day. So it's nice to contribute in that way. Perfect. All our people are health insured. We make sure that they have a social security they have never had. Yeah, we keep them in our medical environment for diagnosis, so that we really know what is going on if they have some problems. Yeah, but beyond that, I feel indebted because they have allowed us to do that project. And so I said, come on, let's set up a cooperative. Let's set up this farmer producer company and put our people slowly in that FPC so that they can, for the future, continue this project. Correct. Because I'm no longer 30 years old now. I'm already something like 35 multiplied 2.
So from starting just absolutely just sort of an idea to be done, something should be done. Now in the last 7-8 years, you come to a state where this is literally, like I said, the Oasis, and producing lots of fruits. You also produce coffee over here. I don't know how many of us knew that close to Pune you can produce coffee. Otherwise, coffee is something which you grow in the Kurg area, but here you produce coffee, and now you're starting to export it also. That is the idea. So, what is you said the Obingo farmer producer company, which is now the seed that it is there,
Yeah.
with all local villagers who are now contributing over here, doing their bit. You are putting a structure in place for the farmer producer company to now take the next leap. So, what is that next leap going to be?
See, doing that project, planting 40,000 trees is not a challenge. It's basically very easy and very straightforward. You plant, you water, it grows. As simple as that. That's also India. No? Because you put whatsoever in the soil, it grows.
It grows.
Yeah. The idea of this cooperative turned out to be the much, much bigger challenge compared to planting 40,000 trees. Because we come from Europe, we come from an education which teaches you to be critical, which teaches you to ask questions, which teaches you to take nothing for granted. Whatever you are told, whatever you are shown has to be questioned. And we come to a situation, at least here in the village, in the rural area of India, where asking a question is nothing the people like. Because basically from first education on, you ask a question to the shikshak, yeah, at best you are ignored, but normally you get beaten up. Yeah? Which means that over time you get chup, you get mum.
Absolutely.
Yeah? And asking a question is something you really are frightened of.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Very true.
The second part is that one of my first experiences in India in a hospital was after 6 weeks. After we had arrived, our son had to have a surgery. And I tried to get the medicine from the pharmacy. So the point was, I approached the pharmacy. Basically, all the employees vanished. But around me, everybody with their prescription in their hand, they came up and started shouting, and I said, sorry, I was here before that. I could have stood there for hours.
Okay.
Yeah? So one person then came and asked me something, and then I got it. Yeah, but what I learned in that very early time, and that what later turned out to be possible while the demonetization took place, that the people are able to queue up in front of an ATM, even in very long queues.
Yes.
In normal life, does not help.
Okay.
Yeah? It's about mujhe chahiye. And not everybody is Shah Rukh Khan, but Mehuna. That is very important. Yeah? So everybody has the idea, if I do not care for myself, if I do not shout, if I do not, then I will not get my share.
Right.
Nothing will happen. And this is something which then, if you try to form a cooperative, is absolutely poisonous. Yeah? Because if there is no sense of only if we work together, then we can get it done. Then the whole project will not happen.
True.
Yeah? Because they will fight against each other. They will fight with their egos. They will fight with their own subconscious.
Absolutely.
Yeah? Which tells them, no, usko bharosa mat kar do, na? Yeah? And that is now, today, my biggest challenge to get that done. We have organized the help of coaches. We go to MCCIA workshops.
Yes. That's where we met first time.
Where we met, we have your support. We have support from our company secretaries, from the chartered accountant, from our lawyer, from the bank manager. We get a lot of support because all the people outside, they find that idea great and crazy. Yes, crazy. Yeah, but great. Yeah. And even today, we have not yet really succeeded in planting the greatness of the idea in those who should be the beneficiaries. Yeah? So they are still there. Yeah? And as they are not used to ask questions,
Yes.
and to stay mum from time to time, I'm there. I get angry.
Yes.
Yeah. Basically, I get really angry because I say, "Come on."
Yeah, it can be very frustrating.
Yes, I got the Marathi translation for "get your back moved." Yeah. I don't use it. I don't use it. Yeah. But that is exactly the feeling from time to time that I have. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Start.
Yes.
Yeah. Engine. I'm pushing your button since
Correct.
6 years now. Can you please start?
Yes.
It's a hard thing. It's a hard thing, and I understand where they come from. But if we don't get them where we need to get them, they will have no chance in promoting that project.
So you already come at a level now where next stage is to grow. And you created a farmer producer company. You got a team which is together, and I've been seeing you the way you're training them, the way you are sort of getting them together. Do you get support from the villagers also to some extent? Or is there opposition from the village? Because for them, you're still come from outside. How do you?
Opposition is a very friendly word.
Okay.
I would not call it opposition. They like a lot that we cut the wood and we mulch the land, because then they come in the night and they take the wood away and they use it for other reasons,
Okay.
which is not really good for the soil. But obviously, they think that wood is only good for burning. We have a harvest of our organic onions, which is very small because overnight the bigger ones they vanish. We just had a case of a lot of papayas going.
Okay.
So now ask me.
So you'll need more security or something like that. We put up over here. I don't know.
Yes, exactly. We are now exactly mulling to fence everything off in a way which nobody here does.
Right.
Because amongst themselves, more or less, they respect each other.
Yeah.
And the farming they do is not really prone to theft.
Right.
Yeah.
It's grain.
Because it's grains.
Yeah.
It's rice. It's jawar. It's geu. It's jawar. It's bajri. Yeah. So who would go there and
steal
bajri? Nobody. Yeah.
But when each papaya costs maybe 50, 60, 70 rupees, that becomes suddenly a big cash crop.
Exactly. For them.
Yes.
Yeah. For us, this papaya is only a means to create something, which is for a completely different market. Yeah. Because this transition from an agricultural produce to something which has a completely different meaning and a different market, that has not yet arrived in the head of our cooperative people, because it is completely strange for them to see that a papaya can have a completely different value if you do not just sell the papaya as a produce now.
Right.
Yeah? Or the ambadi, if you do not just make an ambadi sabzi out of the leaves, but you make something out of the full, out of the flowers of the ambadi, yeah, it can be much more profitable.
Last time you had given us some jam.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
It was amazing.
Yeah,
We loved it.
Good.
You still have it.
You can have more of it.
That's very nice of you. But yeah, I mean, so that to process it and make it give it value addition, it's suddenly changes the whole game.
Exactly. And keeping the value chain in your hands, that is the question. I try to make them understand that they have to keep it in their hands. I will now build a food processing center, also made out of containers,
right?
So that they can produce what we want them, or what we advise them to produce for a market they do not know.
Yes.
And in that, there is also, yes, the idea of possible export in the future. Yes, but very clearly possible export in the future.
True.
Because in my understanding, I will tell you, 1.4 billion of Indians should be pretty enough.
Huge market here itself.
Yes, there is a market. Yeah, there are more and more people who are health conscious. There are more and more people who have an international exposure. Yeah, and apart from the fact that even in other countries, Indians like to club together.
Yeah.
But they get an exposure to something outside of India, and then they want to have it, and they have another mindset. And then the question is no longer, is it 535 or 537 rupees? It is no longer that the question. The question is, do I like the project? Yeah, and I will give 1,000 rupees also.
Yes.
And this
Very
is something which our people still have to grasp and still have to understand. But the moment they really get it, and we are working in that direction, yeah, they will have a living out of it.
Yes.
Yeah? And coming back to the coffee.
Yeah.
The coffee we have just planted because we wanted to try out. We have coffee plants because you can grow coffee basically everywhere. In the syntropic way of farming, which we are doing, you can do.
Right.
We will never export the coffee.
Right.
Don't worry. We will not even really sell the coffee because we do not have the quantities.
Right.
Yeah? So maybe we make the coffee for ourselves. Maybe we give it to our goats to excite them a little.
Okay.
Yeah?
They get caffeine.
Yes, to get some caffeine. Yeah, if they are a little too sleepy. Yeah, then we give them some caffeine beans. Huh? Yeah, such things.
So on the farm, you have goats, you have ducks, you have, I think,
Geese.
Geese, right? Geese, and there are, I think, 7 dogs.
Yes.
Yeah, 7 dogs. Then you have chicken. No,
yeah, we have one chicken.
Okay, one chicken.
To raise the ducks, because the ducks sometimes they are simply not interested in raising their own children.
Okay.
So we have a hen, which does that job.
Okay.
Does it very good.
Okay.
Yeah. We have 2 different types of ducks. We have what you call here Rajhans, which are the
Rajhans.
Yeah, which are the geese.
Yeah.
Yeah. They are good rakshaks. The geese are very good rakshaks.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, we have our dogs, the goats, and that's it. Yeah. And one
You
single
also have turkeys?
Turkeys, no.
No turkeys.
You know, I know turkeys. A former friend of mine, he had a farm, let's say, in the west of France, and the opposite farmer, he had 1,000 turkeys.
Okay.
Hear them talk. Then you know you don't want to have them. They make an incredible amount of noise.
Right.
So no turkeys for the moment. No.
And so the core team that you now assembled over here, the farmers, do you also take them out to see various other farms and other institutions?
Yes. So one of our members, we have sent her to Germany for 3 months to see another culture and to see another way of working.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a very stressful time for her, and she's still struggling in coming back. Yeah.
So firstly, understanding an English of the different country in German. So I can imagine she must be having very stressful days.
Yeah, we sent her to Goethe Institute to learn some German. She didn't come back with German. She did come back with more English.
Okay.
Which was good for her. Yeah, which was not the intention. And otherwise, yes, we use the MCCIA.
Right.
We are sending the same lady who went to Germany together with Shoba to Clear. That is a person in Goa who does permaculture workshops. Yeah. So yes, we try to do as much as we can for our people to widen their horizon
and change the mindset. So it's great to hear of the tremendous progress that you've done in this place in the last from 2019 onwards, especially. So that's just hardly about 6 years, and it's transformed. You've got a great vision in front, so that the local people themselves can take on this whole thing and transform and great unit with value addition and food processing. Any message you'd like to give to the larger community as such of the many other villagers who probably might see this thing? And I'm sure there are many such locations around the country. Like you said, 1.4 billion people that is there, and India is a growing place, fastest growing economy in the world, probably at now, largest economy. So, anything else with your experience of last so many years? What would you suggest?
I'm sorry. I'm unable to suggest anything because see, each and every situation is different. Yeah. How we got here is already a very funny story. How we got it done is a as funny story. Yeah. No, I don't feel like telling anybody what to do.
Okay.
What I tell the people when they come here to ask for, yeah, what did you produce? What are you doing? The first question I ask the people is, are you yourself going to work in the project? The people say no. I say, thank you. Don't waste my time. The second question, if they say, I ask them, are you willing to invest 10 crore and not getting a return for at least 20 years? Then the discussion is over.
Right.
So the question now is, what should I tell people? Yeah. The orientation towards profit is very ingrained here. And we are in the lucky situation that as I said, 35 by 2 is our last project. Yeah. And we can do what we like. So it is not really a blueprint for someone else. It is more a blueprint for the situation here and for what we want for the people who have helped us to realize that project. That's it.
Yeah, so I think with this, and my best wishes to you and to the villagers who are there, many of them are associated with you. And I'm sure they will, it takes time sometimes, but they will pick up all these great, fantastic things that you laid the seed for them, and slowly this thing and tree will grow. I've been interacting with them now for 2 days, last time and today. And yep, so it takes a little bit of give and take continuously going, as there's no easy way out for it. But I think it's will be a great, fantastic, successful project. And maybe 5 years down the line, this will be a real model for many other people to emulate and take forward.
Hopefully.
Yes. And so, guys, if you enjoyed the conversation so far, please definitely do like, subscribe, and follow our channel so that you get many such more interesting people who have real role models for us at the grassroots level, who have so much to teach us. So thank you very, very much. It was a pleasure. Wonderful.
Thanks a lot for your support.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.